What is up, YouTube? Today I'm coming back at you with another gaming pickups video, and like I said in my last video, this is hopefully improved video quality. I'm using a legit camera with a proper tripod, and let me know what you guys think in the comment box below of the new video quality. I'm not sure if I'm going to be showing gameplay in this gaming pickups, and I'm sorry for that. Normally I try to, but this one contains Nintendo games, and they're not particularly nice with YouTubers. So I might not have gameplay in this one. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, I picked up 4 different things, and they're all really different. So let's just get into them, and we'll go to the biggest thing first that everybody's really excited for, and probably has seen on my channel if you're subscribed, and that is I picked up the Nintendo Switch, and I am loving this system. It's a really fun system. I think it's pretty well designed. My biggest complaint with it is, number one, the dock is scratching the screen. I've done some safety measures to my Switch dock to prevent it from scratching my screen any further, but it will scratch the screen, so get a screen protector. Second, there's no other games on it really than Legend of Zelda and Bomberman, and I don't have Bomberman because I can't find it anywhere. But yeah. The Nintendo Switch, pretty sweet. So I picked up the system itself on midnight launch at GameStop. I also picked up these ergonomic rubber grips for the Joy-Cons, which I think are completely necessary because my hands cramp when I play it for too long otherwise. And it makes it a lot nicer to hold because I can just hold it like this. So it's a nice little addition there. So yeah, got that. And obviously, with that, you can't get a system without a game, so I picked up Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This game, I really didn't expect to play this, because I started up a different game before the Switch came out, thinking I was going to beat that and then play Zelda. This game is so good that I literally stopped playing my other game that I wanted to. It is really that good. I'm not even a Legend of Zelda fan. You can ask anybody, I am not a Legend of Zelda fan, really, and this is really good. Like, this game is really good, and I like this game a lot, more than any other Zelda, really, that I've played. Like, normally I'm a Final Fantasy person, but I don't know, I think they did it right on this one. So, there's the case, and then you have the back here. I'm not sure how well you'll see this because I have it to auto-detect face for focus, but yeah, there's the inside. Looks pretty good. It's a really cool game. I'm liking how thin the cases are. They kind of remind me of like PSP meets Vita case, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, cool to have that. Alright, so now let's move on to some other things. These two are not typically what I pick up, but one of these is, but one of them not. So let's get to this one first. This one is pretty exciting. I got something for Disney Infinity, and I picked up another character, and I picked up Darth Vader. I am really excited to have this character. I didn't pick it up for the longest time just because I hadn't been playing Disney Infinity quite as much, but I actually was at Meijer, and they were having like a super good clearance sale on all their Disney Infinity figures, so I was looking for anything that I didn't have, because they were selling them for $2, brand new. And I was like, okay, well I have to get some Disney Infinity figures. And the only one that I really wanted that I didn't have was Darth Vader. All the other ones were DLC ones, and I'm not going to buy those because once the DLC is gone, then I can't use them. So there's no point in buying those. And this was the only non-DLC character that I did not have at Meijer. So I'm really happy to have him. I'm really excited to see what his powers are. I actually haven't played him yet, but we'll see. So that's cool. Now the last thing that I picked up is something a little bit different, and I'll talk a little bit about it because I'm sure many of you don't really know a whole lot about it, or maybe some of you do. I don't know. But this is something completely different than what I normally pick up, and I picked up a Pathfinder book, and this is the Ultimate Combat Guide for Pathfinder. Now this is, okay, so for those of you who don't know what Pathfinder is, it's a tabletop role-playing game, like D&D. And basically, this is the Ultimate Combat Guide. Now, it's a little bit weird to explain, kind of, not really, but when it comes to tabletop RPGs, if you've never played one before, normally they come out with core rulebooks or a core rulebook depending on what you're playing. Like Pathfinder has a single core rulebook, and that's all you need to play. But they release other books like this one, and these are hardcover books, and they contain quite a few pages with a lot of different stuff in them. And these are kind of like expansion packs for Pathfinder. And they're the same price normally as the core book, the first one. And you just get a whole bunch of other stuff in here. Like this one introduces three new classes, and a bunch of different archetypes for monk, a couple different archetypes for sorcerer. There's some for, I think there's one for samurai, and there's a couple for gunslinger, which is another one that it introduced in this book. And then you have a bunch of spells, a bunch of additional spells for clerics and wizards and sorcerers. And it introduces the main reason why I bought this is because I'm playing a monk, and this has a bunch of new combat feats for monks and other unarmed classes, and they have some other stuff in here for fighters and other like swordsman classes. They have a lot of feats in here for the gunslinger because obviously this is a new class, so they have a bunch of feats in there for that. But if you're playing a monk, this is a really good book to get. It has a bunch of different style feats. It's got a bunch of good grappling feats, like there's a chokehold is a feat in here, and basically what it does is if you grapple, you can also chokehold, and then it gives you the pinned effect as well as the grapple effect, which is really cool. It has some cool dodging things if you have a really high acrobatic score, which my monk does, and I'll probably take that one. And bunch of really other cool stuff. And yeah, so I'll show you some of the art in here because there's some really cool artwork. Let me see if I can find the ninja's really cool in here. Let's see. This book's really long, so it's got a. I'll just show you this one because this is a nice 2-page piece of art, as you can see there. Cool artwork. So for those of you who haven't played a tabletop RPG, I think you should definitely give it a try. It's a lot of fun. You can basically do whatever you want, depending on who's your game master. So, like for instance, unlike normal video game RPGs where you basically have a set list of options you can choose, obviously in a tabletop RPG you decide those options, so you can literally say anything you want. There's obviously penalties and bonuses depending on how ridiculous what you say. Like there's a skill called bluff, and obviously that's for lying, and there's a penalty for if your lie's not believable. And for instance, the dwarf in our party once tried to pretend that he was a really good smith to try to get a discount from another smith, and his lie went something along shiny, metals, bangy smith. And obviously he didn't roll very well, so that did not work. But there's other things you can do. Obviously there's combat, there's adventuring, and all sorts of really cool stuff. And I honestly really, really enjoy playing tabletop RPGs. This is a whole new thing for me. And I am really, really happy I got started with it because it's honestly one of my favorite types of games now. There's so much freedom for your character. There's a lot of different things you can do to create your character, and things you can do to play, and like different alignments. And the cool thing is every story is different because it's your GM, the game master. He makes the story, so you're playing a story that somebody in your group actually made for you to play, and it's a really cool concept, and I really enjoy that. There's actually a couple other tabletop RPGs that I like to play. Obviously D&D, 5th edition. I have not played that, so I'd like to check that out. I've played Pathfinder, I've played Dungeons & Dragons 3.5, but those are the only two I've played. There's also another one that I've been downloading stuff for, and that's called Basic Fantasy Role-Playing Game. And basically what that does is it takes the same kind of system that Pathfinder has, which is the D20 system, and it modifies it and mixes it with a lot of stuff from the original Dungeons & Dragons to recreate the original Dungeons & Dragons with more simple and straightforward mechanics, which is really cool. It actually makes you a lot more likely to die, though. So that sounds fun, and I want to try that, and there's a lot of cool stuff that goes along with that. But I plan on getting more Pathfinder books. Right now I have the core rule book over here, and I've got this Ultimate Combat Guide for my monk. I would like to get the Advanced Race Guide and the Advanced Class Guide, and then the Dungeon Mastery Guide, because those are three books I think everyone really needs to have, and I just don't have them yet. So yeah, that's everything I picked up. Let me know in the comment box below, what did you think? Did you get anything cool this week, or Did you pick up a Switch? If you have any comments or recommendations for games, I always check them. I respond to every single comment, and I try to, keep up on that. And yeah, that's all I really have for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time. Peace.